Welcome to Why Voices. To all my young adults, I got a great company that we're going to break down today. Yes, I got a good one for you guys today. I'm talking about the comeback company of the year. Yeah, this bad boy is up 100, 250% year over year, and that company is none other than INTC, Intel. Yeah. There are comeback stories. And then there is Intel, a company that went from washed up PC chip makers to an AI era heavyweight fun drive powerhouse. Yeah. And you probably don't know what Fundry is, but Fundry is a company that melts down metal. Okay, they melt it down and they mold it and they create parts that the infrastructure world needs when it comes to AI and the new infrastructure that's taking on in the world. Intel, yeah, is now a fun, dry company, and they're melting down metal every day. And you can get rich if you just invest in a company like this. Some of you say, well, what do uh, Intel actually do? Intel isn't just a chip in your old laptop. Oh no, it's much more than that. It's not just a chip in your old laptop. This is a global semiconductor empire that designed CPUs, central processing units, or in other words, the brain to your computer and to your devices. And this is what Intel do. They design and make CPUs, central processing units, not only for small devices, but for very large companies also. They build data centers. Yeah, Intel is building data centers and AI processors, powering cloud, enterprise, and telecom systems that will power the future. All my young adults, this is a great company, okay? Intel manufactured chips for other companies through their Intel Fun Drive. And I told y'all the Fun Drive is their melting parts. They melting parts and steels. Uh, they melt the steel and metal down and they create parts that the AI infrastructure needs to build out the AI infrastructure that the world is turning to in this new AI boom. Okay? They run Intel runs mobile eye, self-driving tech, and other high-growth segments. You know, what is mobile eye? Mobile eye is a Israel tech company owned by Intel. They develop computer visions, artificial intelligence, mapping technology, advanced drivers, and assistant systems, etc. This is a great company. This is the great company that came out of nowhere. And they're on a comeback right now. You guys can get you can get it at a great price now. I'm going to jump into the charts in just a little bit to show you guys can get this right now, but you won't be able to get it for these prices in the next year or two. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm gonna put y'all on to a good game right here. This is one that you need to be buying. This is the comeback story, the comeback company of the year, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Intel is no longer just a chip designer, it's becoming America's answer to TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductors Manufacturing Company. You know, the overseas company that the United States used to depend on to make chips for them. Well, we got a company right here in the United States that has converted into making chips that's going to power the future. Right now, they're building infrastructure, they're building grids, okay? Uh, the old infrastructure in electric companies is being rebuilt to support the AI boom. AI needs a company like this. And I just had to look into the balance sheet, you know, because I always like to look into the balance sheet when I'm talking to you guys about a company. And guess what, guys? This company has a great balance sheet. Cash on hand, 17.2 billion in cash. Think about that. 15.5 billion in short-term investments. They got a total liquidation. They are a total liquid firepower with 32.7 billion. It's a lot of money, guys. I didn't say million. I said 32.7 billion. They do have some debt. They got 43.0 billion in long-term debt. They got 2.0 billion in short-term debt. Their total debt is about 45 billion. You know, they could borrow that anytime, you know, because they got that much cash sitting on the side. And you know, I always have to answer the question: why does a company have debt? Well, Intel, ANTC has debt because they're building right now new factories in Arizona, Ohio, and Europe. That's why they got the debt, because they're building new factories. You know, that's not bad debt. That's expansion in a company. Okay? Their 18A and 18AP manufacturing node rather, their most is the most advanced ever. Yeah, their node is the most advanced. Their foundry business uh, is now up and running and is competing with TSMM, Taiwan Semiconductor Company. Yeah, Intel Made in America is now competing with TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor. This is what you call a company that's got infrastructure debt. Yeah, this is not what you call broke debt. This is called infrastructure debt. It's the same type of debt that Amazon used when they built out AWS. And to top all it off, the US government literally, check this out, the US government literally just bought a 10% stake in Intel because Intel is now considered a critical national infrastructure. Yeah, this is the comeback story of the year. Yeah, Intel, and you guys can get it for a great price. We're going to be talking about that because I'm going to the charts in just a little bit. But before we go into jumping into the charts, I want to look at why the bulls are screaming, Intel is back. Intel is back. Well, they're screaming Intel is back because the stock is up 250% in 2026 and still growing. And you guys still can get a good buy at it because the market is in fear right now. You guys can get it at a great price. Intel has been one of the hottest stocks of 2026 so far. The 18AP chip nod is a monster. And let's break down that word nod, N-O-D-E. It means they're connecting parts to higher systems is a monster. Yeah, they make parts that connect to bigger and better systems, better than anybody in the world now. And they simply melt the metal down and they reshape the part, and then they produce a part out of the metal, and then they ship it. And these parts that they ship out is connectors to the bigger picture when it comes to AI infrastructure. Yeah, I love breaking these companies down, letting y'all know what they do, okay? And in 2026, they had a 9% performance boost. Yeah, the parts that they're building is better. It's giving infrastructure a 9% performance boost, a 18% power reduction. Yeah, the company is building parts that use less power but give you bigger production. That's a great company, you guys. Yeah. And all their Intel is already in risk production. This is the tech that could win Apple, Nvidia, and other foundry clients. Yeah, companies like Apple, they need parts to be melted down and reshaped and made the way they want them to shape. Companies like Nvidia, they need companies to be melted down and reshaped and made the way they need their chip companies to be made. This is the company that's already in business, already in the US, and building right now in different parts of the world. I told you guys earlier it was Europe, Ohio, and I can't even think of the other one, but they're building the factories to build this type of company right now. And guess what, guys? There's rumors. It haven't happened yet, but Apple, yeah, is rumored to become a partner with INTC, Intel. Yeah, yeah. There's rumors that Apple has want to become a partner with them. Okay, and another thing I like about it, the AI demand, as everybody knows, is exploding. Intel data centers, AI segments grew 22% year over year in Q1 of 2026. Oh, that's huge growth. Yeah. And another thing about this company is the US government, the United States government is backing Intel hard right now. Yeah. Billions in chips, act funding, direct equality, equity stakes that the US has got in this company. This is national security level support. for an American company that has made the greatest comeback of all time, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to American made products that's being melted down by steel and zinc and raw materials and being reformed and becoming the parts that's going to lead the AI revolution that's taking place right now. Intel Foundry Service, yes, is finally real. They're starting to produce right now. It was just a dream a few years ago, but they're starting to put out parts right now. This is the first time, guys, in 20 years, Intel is ahead of schedule. Oh, they're starting to pump it out. And this is why you need to look at a company like this. Now, that was the Bulls' perspective. Let's look at the Bears' perspective. What the Bears have to say. The Bears say that the competition from NVIDIA and AMD is going to be fierce. And I believe that to be. Intel still lags in high-end AI acceleration. And they say that NVIDIA is the king of the AI chip for now. Yeah, they're the king for now. And they might remain the king, you know. But I just believe that there's room to grow. And this company right here is on the move, you know, and you can make some money off of it. That's why it needs to be in your portfolio. Buy this one on the dip. You guys are going to be good. The Bears also say that their margins are still recovering. The Bears also say that insider selling raised eyebrows because one of the top 10 Intel executives sold 10% of his shares. And when he sold 10% of his shares, eyebrows rose everywhere because people were trying to figure out why he sold out. The man might have sold out because he wanted some of his money. It's his money, okay? But you know, even though he sold out only 10% of his shares, this is not a red flag by itself, but bears jumped on it. Yeah, when they found out that this insider executive sold 10% of his shares, they went crazy, you know? Analysts think the stock may have run too far, too fast already. Yeah, this is what the bears say. They think that the stock has already ran and it's run too far and too fast already. But I just happen to have a different opinion. I see the comeback, okay, for a company that came from nowhere. And all of a sudden, the government bought 10% stake in the company. That's huge. Yeah. And if the government buys 10% stake in the company, guess where the contract's going to go? To that company. Because they got a 10% stake in it. Duh. No brainer to me. But that's just me. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just telling you guys the way I be thinking about it so you guys can make informed decisions. So let me go ahead and wrap this up and so we can get into the charts real quick. What I like about the company the most is it's a foundry power company. In other words, they make and melt down metals and zincs and coppers and reformulate it and make parts for the AI boom that's getting ready to happen. Another reason I like the company is they are now a national security asset, what means that the government needs them. And if the government needs them, yeah, they're going to pump a lot of money into it because the AI boom is just starting, okay? Another thing I like about them, they are now a key player in the AI infrastructure boom that's happening right now. And they're a leader in advanced semiconductors manufacturing right now. So to all my young adults, you know, I just don't want you guys to miss this one. You don't need $100 per share to get in the game. No. All you need is 5, 10, 20 bucks. Buy this company in fractional shares. It all counts up. But if you guys start buying fractional shares in this company, 20 bucks here, 30 bucks here, whatever you can put in it every payday, a couple years from now, you guys will look back and say, man, I made 3, 5, 10 times my money by investing in this company because you caught it early in the game. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump over into the charts a little bit. I always like taking you guys to the charts when I break down a company like this. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump in. But before we jump into the charts real quick, let's see what the fear index is today. Ah, there it is, guys. There it is. The fear index is, oh, man, everybody's got fearful. It dropped down off for 35. The fear index went down to 26 today. Yeah, yeah. The country is fearful. And what do we know about when the country is fearful down in here, guys? When the country is fearful, everybody's selling out. They scared. But real investors understand that this is a time to buy. Yeah, this is buying time. Yeah, this is what we in June 23rd, 24th, so around there. Half the year is gone. And we've been down here in fear all year. 30, 35. I think the highest I saw was 37. And today it fell back down to 26. But guess what, guys? Christmas is coming. And when Christmas comes, I want y'all to think about it. America's going to start spending money pretty soon. Yeah. And you guys, mark my words, you're going to see it, this fear index start to get up here. And it's going to turn a little red. They're going to get greedy pretty soon. That's why y'all need to buy in now. And it's going to get over here and greed. And then the next thing you know, everybody's going to be spending money at the end of the year. And they're going to get extremely greedy over here. But over here, guys, it's too late to get in because the stock going to be ran up high. We try to buy low and we try to sell high. And when that fear index turn, I don't know when it's going to turn, but when it do, we already need to be in the game over here, buying them fractional shares, buying them fractional shares. And when it turn and it gets extremely greed over here, everybody's talking about buying stocks. Everybody's talking about crypto and buying this, buying that. That's the time we're going to start selling out, guys. We're going to start selling out. And we're going to start putting that cash over here to the side. Yeah. And then next year, when it fall back over here in fear, we're going to buy these same companies up again. And we're going to ride it back over here and make a lot of money. This is not financial advice, but if you like these type of videos, subscribe, like, send them out to your friends. I'm trying to build a community of young investors, people that want to take 20 or 30 minutes to learn something so you guys can learn how to double and triple your money. If you have not downloaded a Stash app, a Robinhood app, a Webull app on your phone, and if you're 16 years old, download it on your mom's phone and start investing. You know, it'll take you about a week to hook it up because you have to hook it up to your bank and you have to, have at least $100 in your bank account. And once you hook it up to your bank, they're going to take 50 cents out. They're going to put 50 cents back in to make sure the transactions is right. And then you, as a young investor, 16 years old, can start investing your money. And then at 18, when you become 18, you take all the money out of your mom's or dad's phone, put it in your own phone, and continue your journey. So by the time you're 28 years old, you have learned how to master and make $1 million for yourself. At 28, you have $1 million. If you start buying fractional shares, that means every payday, $20, $50, $10, whatever you can do, put it in the market. Don't take it out. 10 years, 12 years. You'll be at your 10-year reunion and you'll be walking off your job. Your job will be for the rest of your life is to get up, eat your bagel, yeah, eat your pancakes, look at your phone, buy some stock, sell some stock, and then just go snorkeling. That'll be your life. But at 28, you have $1 million. But at 48, you have 20 million because you've learned the game early. They won't teach you what I'm teaching you guys in school because they need employees. They need people to work. Think about it. The billionaires own everything. And all you have to do is be a shareholder in their companies. I'll talk to you guys soon. I love all y'all. It's been a great, great day.